Hi everyone, thanks for joining me again for another reading for the collective. What we're going to be asking today is, what is the situation, what are your obstacles, and the advice that Spirit would like to give you around that. I'm reading with the deck Murder of Crows, so very happy and excited to be reading with these cards. They are a little bit darker than some of the other decks, but absolutely stunning deck. And wonderful for you to be doing shadow work. And these questions are very much some shadow work. We delving into what's hidden, what you keep hidden, and we're asking some questions. Okay, let's get cracking. The situation. Well, the situation we've got here is death. So you are coming to the end of a cycle willingly. Put it this way, not willingly, knowingly or unknowingly. So either you have decided to stop something, you're going to stop doing something, stop being in a certain way, thinking in a certain way, redoing the same things, regurgitating the same words and the same energies, and you're going to be changing your trajectory and changing your path. And so that is where you find yourself right now. Some of you, I'm getting okay, so I've been showing the images. Some of you have come like literally to a stop street and you can turn left or right. Some of you have come to a crossroads, so left, right, or going forward. And some of you have just come to a stop street and you don't see the path ahead of you. And I think that is probably the collective that I'm reading for, although it will be for everybody that's listening here that this reading resonates with. But I do feel that there is a certain section of the collective that you've come to the stop roads and you can't see ahead of you. So what's drawing me here is very much, I've just seen a crow's feather. So crows might be important to you. At the moment, I've been seeing a lot of crows, to be fair. I mean, when I've gone for a walk, the crows are literally in the trees calling me, and when I look up, they're kind of staring at me, so I know that I'm listening out for new messages coming in, etc. But anyway, if you look here, there's a crow there, and there's feather, there's wings there. And this is bringing my attention because it feels that you need to be looking out for the messages that are coming into you. Messages from either your spirit guides, messages that Spirit and the universe, they want you to take note of and to pay particular attention to. So there will be, okay, so So there are some people in the collective that are feeling that they are not getting any guidance. They feel that they have been cut off from guidance or from communication with Spirit or with their intuition. And this is not the case. Spirit is saying this is not true at all. You have not been cut off. What it is, sometimes when the voices go quiet, it's because they're wanting you to go inwards and listen to intuition, which is a very quiet, still little voice inside. They want you to build that muscle. They want you to listen, and they want you to practice listening and being connected and going forward. At other times, when you feel that you're not getting any messages, it is actually them protecting you. They're protecting you from yourself, and they're protecting you from choosing the wrong pathway. They're protecting you from going all guns blazing. And so what it is you notice the silence. You notice the silence, and therefore you stop. You stop what you're doing, you stop where you're going, and you then kind of wait. You're waiting for direction, you're waiting for a signal. And then when you're ready and you're in that space, then Spirit will start speaking to you again and releasing the messages to you. So that is why they're saying here, in your situation now where you feel that you don't know where you're going to, wait for the messages. What are your obstacles in here? Why are you feeling that you're not connected? Because you're always connected. The connection is never severed. It's just maybe a period of quietness or stillness from your spirit team at the moment. But what is the obstacle from you moving forward? So you definitely have come to an end of something, and you're going to be moving forward into something else. And what we do want is, when you go forward into something else, you want this new thing that you're building to be amazing, to be wonderful, to be in alignment with your life's purpose, to be in alignment with your heart, alignment with your energies going forward. We don't want you to be out of alignment in aspect of it. As obstacles, we've got the Five of Swords and the Devil card. So this is telling me, Five of Swords is all about being in your head. This is all about overthinking. This is very interesting because in this deck, this is really what speaks to me. In my Rider White deck, the Five of Swords is a card of deceit for me. That's very interesting. Anyway, that's just a little aside. Here it is telling me that you're overthinking, that you're in your head. You're not focusing on what is important. You are thinking about all that is unimportant. And this really links in very much with the Devil card here. The Devil card is all about bad habits, addictive behavior, also seeking pleasure in things that aren't good for you, you know, or thinking that these things are good for you, but really they're not. So what it is you are listening and you are trying to find fulfillment and trying to put all the pieces of the puzzle together, but from an external point of view. So you are listening to outside influences that are not necessarily good for you. You're also very much in your own head, overthinking things, maybe becoming a little anxious around things, maybe trying very hard to try and manipulate things and fix things and move things from sheer willpower to make them fit and make them make sense so that you can move forward and go on your new path. But we all know that if we start off and we build our foundations from this sort of setting, that is not going to work out very well for us. Because it can't, because our foundations are going to be weak. Our foundations are not going to be grounded. They're not going to be rooted, and they're not going to be planted on fertile soil to grow those deep roots that we need for the next part of our journey. So the warning here is, hold on a second. Right, so we've got to be careful of the dopamine hits that we are looking for here with the Devil card are things like validation. We want people to praise us. We want people to tell us we're on the right path. We want them to validate what we are doing to make ourselves feel good. And you don't need that. You literally don't need that. We're also we're also listening to outside advice, external advice that might not be the right advice for us right now on this life and path that we are treading. So that is why some of you feel you've come to a dead end and there's nowhere to move to. Or you've come to the crossroads and you're really, really uncertain of which way to go. Or you've come to the stop street, you don't know which to turn left or right. You know, none of it's really making sense. So you kind of feel a bit stagnant because you're not making any movement. And that is why the voice of Spirit has gone quiet for you, because they're saying stop seeking validation, stop listening to the outside world, stop going into your own head, stop overthinking a situation. We're not going to speak to you when you are in this energetic frame of mind, when you're feeling these kind of energies, because you're not going to hear us. And our message isn't going to land like it should land when you are in this state. Okay? So the advice from the Spirit is the Seven of Wands. The Seven of Wands is stop. Stop and contemplate. Look what you have worked for. Look what you have overcome. You have walked through this bramble patch. Right? You have weathered the storm clouds. They are starting to go away. You fought to get where you are going. It wasn't the easiest of roads. But instead of just trying to go forging ahead to start your new journey, take stock. Stop. But when you're taking stock, do not go into your head, do not overthink the situation. No. Do not seek validation and accolades and solutions from people that maybe don't know you, or situations that aren't really going to help you in your new pathway. No, stop. Take a moment. What have you actually accomplished by yourself? What have you built up? What have you developed? What have you seen grow and prosper. Like, it could be things like just maybe even the way that you speak. Maybe you speak differently. Maybe you don't swear as much. I don't know. Maybe you've become a public speaker. Maybe it's the way that you think. Maybe it's the actions that you take. Maybe it's your various situations in your life, your home life, your work life. All those kind of things have changed or tweaked slightly, and they've been hard won and hard fought battles. But stop. You might not be where you think you want to be. You might not be where you are going, because you are now starting the next chapter. So it's the next chapter in the book. It's not the end of the book. So don't think that you haven't accomplished anything, because you have. You will have accomplished quite a bit. And so acknowledge what you've accomplished. See what you have built. Acknowledge what, and give thanks. Be grateful. And then be still. And open up those pathways for Spirit to speak to you again, and for you to hear Spirit's voice. Oh, we've got more than 2 cards. That was hiding behind there. So we have got the Guide, the Vengeance, the Painter. I'm not necessarily reading these cards as they appear in the guidance booklet. The Guide. The Guide has come with the Death card, which is very pertinent. So inheritance, correction, I'm not going to be saying all that. So maybe that is part of your new journey, where you're going to be correcting things and changing things and looking for guidance from ancestors, from people that are still living, older, wiser than you, mentors, etc. But what it is you have come now to your crossroads, to your dead end, to your stop street, and you're needing to make a move. You're needing to decide which direction you're going in, forward, left, right, diagonally, which way are you going in. And so now you need to be still. You need to still all the chatter, all the overthinking, all these like what ifs, what should I be doing, maybe if I do this, and going down all these various rabbit holes that are keeping you stuck. You need to be guided. And what is really standing out to me here is like all this cloud sort of coming out. And this is kind of a religious sign. It's got a cross on it. But what I'm seeing is that, to me, that is representing Spirit, is representing Source. And you need to be still enough for you to get the wisdom, the guidance, the messages from Source. And this will be via your intuition. It can also be via other people. But in this instance, I'm really, really getting that you need to be, because it's a change and you're making the change, you need to be listening to yourself. You need to be listening to what is actually happening, your gut instincts. You need to be listening to what Spirit is saying directly to you via your spirit guides, via your intuition. What also is I wanted to say, and I've just seen here, so it looks like water. Okay, when you drop a stone into a still pond, the ripples that go out from that are very clear to see. You can see the ripples. You can like almost even count them. It's easy to follow. If you drop a stone into water that's maybe bubbling, or waves that are crashing in and out, the tide's going in and out, and you drop a stone, you're not going to see, you might see a few of them, but you're actually not going to see all of them, and you're not going to be able to follow them, because it's just going to be a little bit chaotic. And this is what Spirit is trying to say. You need to be calm. You need to calm your mind. And how do we calm our mind? There's the traditional ways, like prayer and your meditation and your breathing and just being still, not filling your mind, filling your days, occupying yourself with so much stuff that you don't have time to connect with self. Because if you don't have time to connect with self, you don't have time to be still, how are you going to hear the messages? It's going to be very difficult for them to come in, and then you're going to feel that you are again coming up against quietness. Vengeance. Okay, so this to me, like I say, I'm not really reading the bottom, but this is saying to me, so you're seeking things outside, like you're trying to, you're not hearing from spirit. So it's not vengeance against spirit, but what you're trying to do is like, I need to hear, I want to move forward, what I'm going to do. So you are being busy with everything else outside of that. You're busy listening to other people, you're busy looking for validation, you're busy looking for accolades and awards, you overthinking things. Maybe I should have done this, maybe I should have done that, oh, I shouldn't have done that. Oh, you too much chatter. And this is showing me, so this rope and these hands, and there's an anchor, it's all showing me you're so busy that you are entwining yourself, you're actually tying your hands are going to be tied. And with an anchor, if you tie something up and you throw it in the water with the anchor on, what are you going to do? You're going to sink. Okay, laws of gravity, you're going to sink, and it's going to be very difficult for you to rise up again. So literally stopping the chatter. And the painter very beautifully came out with the 7 of Wands. The 7 of Wands is contemplation. Just looking back at what you've actually accumulated, what you've built, so that you can build something even stronger and better going forward. And you can move whatever you've been building, whether it's a business or a project you've been doing. Is it some kind of social media channel or platform that you're working on? Maybe a different, you add in something, another dimension at your role at work. Whatever it is, it needs to be built bigger and stronger going forward in your next chapter. And the painter, right? It's showing that you can decorate and build on what you've already got, on the foundations that you've already got. But you need to understand, you need to be able to see the foundations before you can build on them. You can't build on something that you can't see, you haven't acknowledged, you don't recognize and realize that what you've done. No, you have to know what they are, and then you can beautifully decorate them. You can make them sparkle, you can put your own spin on it, you can put your own look to it, you can have your own your own brand, your own special look and mix to it. This has been a wonderful reading. This is really telling you, you need to listen, you need to get still, so that you can actually start hearing the direction and the voice from spirit. Well, I do hope this reading resonated with you. Please remember to like, share and subscribe, and I look forward to reading for you next time.